Addressing President Tinubu assured Nigeria unemployment, poverty, climate vulnerabilities, and limited fiscal space. The federal government has ruled out a blanket suspension of mining activities across northern Nigeria, despite calls by northern governors and traditional leaders for a 6-month halt as part of efforts to curb insecurity in the region. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, disclosed this in an interaction with newsmen in Abuja, stressing that a total shutdown of mining operation will have grave economic consequences for both the north and the country at large. Alake added that several strategic industrial facilities rely directly on mining operations in the north. The minister's position was conveyed through a special assistant on media, Segun Tomori, who said the federal government had carefully weighed the security concerns against the economic realities of ongoing mining and mineral processing activities across the region. Registration for 3,500 small businesses across Nigeria's 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. The Registrar General of the Commission, Hussaini Magaji, disclosed this in a post on the Commission's X handle, detailing that the initiative is aimed at reducing the cost of business formalization for micro and small enterprises and encouraging more entrepreneurs to operate within the formal economy. Magaji explained that the program is designed to encourage small businesses access government services, financing opportunities, and wider economic participation. Similarly, he announced the launch of a redesigned CAC website featuring new digital tools, including an AI lawyer and a business name generator. Grassroots mobilization took center stage in Ibadan as the Renewed Hope Ambassadors Initiative inaugurated its local government area ambassadors in Oyo State, with party leaders charging them to deepen engagement and strengthen party structures across communities. Our correspondent, Damilola Daudu, has details of the event.
Renewed Hope Ambassadors Initiative has inaugurated local government area ambassadors in Oyo State. In his welcome address, the chairman of the Central Coordinating Committee, Alhaji Fatai Binkunle, at the grassroots, urged the ambassadors to remain dedicated, disciplined, and visible in their respective local government areas. The formal inauguration of the local government area ambassadors was coordinated by the Southwest Zonal Coordinator of the Renewed Hope Ambassadors, Senator Dayo Adeyeye. He urged the newly inaugurated ambassadors to mobilize, organize, and energize party members across wards and polling units while working in synergy with party leaders at all levels.
Do solemnly swear that as the Renewed Hope Ambassador for your local government, I will abide by the terms of my appointment and perform my duties with absolute loyalty.
Delivering the keynote address, the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, and the Oyo State Ambassador of Renewed Hope Agenda, Senator Teslim Folarin.
Let's go to the newly appointed Renewed Hope Ambassadors at the local government level. And I want to say congratulations to all of you. If you have been chosen, you have been counted worthy of holding this position. Please let us give ourselves a round of applause, like I said earlier. And I pray that the Almighty Allah will give us all that we require to succeed in this assignment.
Very clear, you have to mobilize, to energize. Gbogbo yín, ayé ìsọ pé pé bàtà fẹ́ mú yín kó mú àwọn tó understand the terrain for tiwa. I'm seeing the faces there. Mo rí pé àwọn tí dé ló wà mí.
Stressed the need for integrity, humility, and people-centered leadership, noting that the Renewed Hope agenda is focused on service, performance, and measurable results. The event also featured goodwill messages from APC stakeholders, representatives of neighboring states, as well as the party's youth and women wings. Damilola Daudu reporting for Dominion News.
A non-governmental organization, the Ominira Initiative, organized an Economic Freedom Summit, bringing together policy experts in what was described as a high-level policy dialogue. The summit seeks to examine how trade openness, strong legal systems, and secure property rights can enhance competitiveness, attract investment, and expand economic opportunities in the country. Taiwo Olanrewaju reports.
A non-governmental organization, the Ominira Initiative, has organized an Economic Freedom Summit, bringing together policy experts, academics, and development practitioners to discuss pathways to strengthen Nigeria's economy. Speaking at the briefing, the executive director of the Ominira Initiative, Larry Peter, said the organization remains committed to advancing good governance, economic freedom, and human freedom as key drivers of sustainable development.
Science-based research, constructive analysis, and stakeholder engagement. Core of our approach is the belief that in the development of nations, institutions matter.
Also speaking, the Director of Research, Bayonle Fesobi, and Programs Manager, Timloluwa Oyiniyi, highlighted the importance of evidence-based policy, institutional reforms, and inclusive participation in shaping Nigeria's economic future.
The summit will formally present findings of the Economic Freedom Audit of Nigeria and provide a high-level platform for agreeing on concrete, actionable reform steps.
Until we address the institutionalization of and digitalization of land administration in Nigeria, it will be very, very difficult.
In his presentation, Professor Wole Ogunkola, a professor of economics, examined international trade theories and impacts of trade barriers.
From identifying trade barriers, which is normally defined in two ways, tariffs, there is also non-tariff barriers as we had. The non-tariff barriers, some of them require what we call core infrastructure. The issue of behind the border barriers concerns all of us. And for this one, we cannot take more, but infrastructure is central.
The organizers say the summit is expected to reshape policy conversations around economic freedom in Nigeria while generating recommendations that could support long-term growth, investments, and job creation. Taiwo Olanrewaju reporting for Dominion News.
On the foreign scene, Ethiopia has been accused of hosting a secret camp to train thousands of fighters for the Rapid Support Forces paramilitary group in neighboring Sudan, marking a potentially dangerous development as fighting escalates in Sudan's south. 8 sources, including a senior Ethiopian government official, said the United Arab Emirates financed the camp's construction and provided military trainers and logistical support to the site, as shared in an internal note by Ethiopia's security services and in a diplomatic cable. However, in response to a request for comment, the UAE Foreign Ministry said it was not a party to the conflict. Similarly, Ethiopia's government spokesperson, its army, and its RSF did not respond to detailed requests for comment about the findings, but local media sources still claims the secret camp exists. A Russian attack has damaged an energy facility in Ukraine's southern Black Sea region of Odessa, as reported by Ukrainian power company DTEK on Tuesday. Regional Governor Ole Kiper earlier said some settlements in the region had been partially left without power, leaving critical infrastructure facilities running off generators. Moscow has intensified its attack on the Ukrainian power grid and other energy infrastructure since October, leaving millions without power and heating in freezing temperatures, according to reports. French President Emmanuel Macron has urged Europe to brace for further clashes with the United States and treats the recent Greenland movement as a wake-up call to push through long-delayed economic reforms and strengthen the bloc's global power. In interviews published on several European newspapers, Macron said Europe should not mistake a lull in tensions with Washington for a lasting shift despite the apparent end of disputes over Greenland, trade and technology. Macron said the Trump administration was being openly anti-European and seeking the European Union's dismemberment. The French leader, ahead of forthcoming summit in Brussels on Thursday, also renewed his call for fresh common borrowing, arguing this would allow the EU to invest at scale and challenge the hegemony of the US dollar. And now talking sport. Nigerian table tennis star Quadri Arena's hope of reclaiming the ITTF Africa Cup has come to an end at the Al Nasser Sports Cultural and Social Club, Benghazi, Libya, after a Navy 7-set ouster against Algeria's Mehdi Boulousa. After breezing through the group phase, the round of 16 and the quarterfinals, which ultimately secured a spot at this year's ITTF World Cup in Marseille, China, Arena had two more hurdles to cross for another crowning moment, but it fell short in a frenetic 7-set game against the Algerian, losing 4-3. Although Arena, who has won the titles 5 times, fell short of glory again, his run was enough to book his spot at the World Cup. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. And that ends the news update on Dominion Television. I am Olusegun Fawale. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.